Hello Year 6 and welcome to Friday's maths lesson and also our last lesson before we come back into school on Monday, which is really exciting. Can't wait to have you all back in and to be teaching you in school. It's really, really exciting. So for today, we are going to get our brains warmed up. So I'm going to ask you to make yourself a little game. So you need your purple book because you'll need some paper out of your purple book. And you're going to make yourself some little cards. So you'll see I've made mine here. So I've ripped up a piece of paper just like you can do. So I've ripped it up and I've made myself some little cards. So I want you to make 10 cards with 2 or 3 digit numbers on. So you'll see on mine that they've got a mixture of 2 and 3 digit numbers. So 10 cards with a mixture of 2 or 3 digit numbers. And then also the second thing that you need to make is 2 cards, one with divide by 100, one with divide by 10. Okay, so you'll have 10 cards with a mixture of 2 or 3 digit numbers like mine. And then you'll have 2 cards, one with divide by 100 on and one with divide by 10 for our game. Okay, so then when you've done that, you're going to turn them all upside down. So you might want to put a little mark on your divide by 10 and divide by 100 ones, so you know that they are different. Okay, and then I'm going to turn over all of my 2 and 3 digit numbers. And then I'm going to choose one of these. So I've chosen one, 632, and I've chosen divide by 100. So I've now got to do 632 divided by 100. So this is all going to help you with your learning today. Now, if you've forgotten, so mine's 632 divided by 100. If you've forgotten how to do that, then you could always do yourself a place value. So 632, and I've got to divide it by 100. So that's 2 places. It's going to move 2 places to the right. The number's getting smaller because we are dividing. So the 2 will go 1, 2 places. The 3, 1, 2 places. Decimal point here. So don't forget when you are drawing your place value that there's a decimal point. And the 6, 1, 2 places. So it becomes 6.32. Okay, and then you can turn them back over. Mix them back up again. So I'll put my visualizer back on. Mix them back up again. And I'm going to choose one of the numbers. So I've got 64 this time. And then I've got to divide 64 by 10. Okay, so if I need to, go back to my place value chart. So 64, I divide it by 10. So dividing by 10 is moving 1 place. So 4 goes there, don't forget the decimal point, and the 6 goes there to come 6.4. Okay, so it's just to remind you about dividing by 10 and 100, and that will also help you with your learning today with percentages. Okay, so have a little go, have a few goes, perhaps do 10 different ones to get your brain warmed up with a little game. Okay, so pause the video now and have a go of that. Okay, so hopefully you have enjoyed playing the little game, and then we're going to move on to today's learning. So you are finding percentages of an amount today, and you've got in the Year 6 workbook, it's page 22, section 1 and 2, and page 23, section 1. So those are the sections of the workbook that I would like you to do today. So we are going to be finding percentages of amounts. So to show you how to do that, I'm going to do these little percentage spiders. It's not quite a spider because it's not got 8 legs, but it's the body and then some legs off. So we're going to find, my number is 40, and I'm going to find all these percentages of 40. Now, we are going to use division to help us with that, okay, and some halving to help us. So 50% then, so I've got 40, 50% is the same as a half, okay? So to find half, I would divide by 2, okay? So 50% is the same as a half. So I'm going to do 40 divided by 2, and I know that 40 divided by 2 would be 20. So 50% of 40 would be 20 because it's the same as a half. Okay, so now I'm going to find 10%. Now this is where your starter will help you, your game that you made. So to find 10%, we divide by 10. Okay, so that's how you find 10%. You divide by 10 because remember that percent means out of 100. So if you're finding 10%, you just need to divide by 10. So 40 divided by 10 is 4. Okay, if you needed to use your place value chart to help you with that, then please make sure you do. Remember, when we divide by 10, we move one place. Okay. Right, now 5%, so don't make this mistake though. Now 10% is divided by 10, but 5% isn't divided by 5. So don't make that mistake. So what we do for this one then is we use 10%. Now 5 is half of 10. So to find 5%, we just need to halve this number. So that would be 2. Okay, so we just halve 10%. Okay, so then 20%. Okay, so again, we're going to use our 10% to help us. So 10 and 20. So 20 is double 10. So we just need to double this one. And that gives us 8. Okay, and then that means that any multiple of 10, so any number in the 10 times table, once we've got 10%, we can work it out. So if I multiplied by 2 to get 20%, what do you think I have to multiply to get 60%? Have a little think. So it's 6. Okay, so I do 4 times 6, which is 24. Okay, so let's just quickly go over that again. So to find 50%, you just need to halve. To find 10%, you divide by 10. Then once you've got 10%, you can find out all of these. So to find out 5%, you halve 10%. So I halved 4. To find out 20%, I multiplied 10% by 2. To find 60%, I multiplied 10% by 6. Okay? So I've got another one that we're going to do together, and then I've got a couple for you to try before you do your work in your books. So this one then. So this time I've got 65. Okay, so remember, so we might have some decimals on this one because it ends in an odd number. So remember, 50% is the same as half, so we divide by 2. So half of 60 is 30, half of 5 is 2.5. So it would be 32.5. Okay, then 10%. So remember, it's divided by 10. Now, if you're not sure, go back to your place value. So I had 65. Dividing by 10 is moving one place. So the 5 goes into the tenths, the 6 goes into the ones. So it would be 6.5. Okay, so I'll go back. So 6.5 for this one. Okay, so then, oh, sorry, I've not gone to the right one. So 10% would be 6.5. So remember 5%, then I've got to halve that again to find 5%. So half of 6 is 3, half of 5 is, so it would be 0.25. So I would have 3.25 for that one. Okay, so 5% can be tricky, especially if you've got decimals. So then I know that 10% is 6.5. So for 20%, I multiply it by 2. So 6 multiplied by 2 is 12. 0.5 times by 2 is, so that would be 13. Okay, so because it's just 6.5, add 6.5. And then 60% then is just 6.5 multiplied by 6. Remember, so for any multiple of 10, we can just multiply 10%. So if it was 20%, we multiply by 2. 30% we multiply by 3, 40% we multiply by 4, okay, and so on. So for 60%, we multiply 10% by 6. Now, we can do that by just doing this, if it helps you. So 5 times 6 is 30. Remember your decimal point. 6 times 6 is 36, plus 3 is 39, so it would be 39. Okay, so I've got a couple now for you to have a little go at. Okay, so these will be in your purple book. I know that we haven't done lots on percentages, so we are going to be covering this when we get back, but this just gives you a little head start to have a go at. I've got a couple for you to have a go. So if you pause the video, write these down in your purple book. Remember to go back on the video. If you can't remember, I can't remember how to work out 10%, or I can't remember how to work out 60%, go back on the video and check. Okay, so you should have had a little go at that one. So you can send me a picture, and then I've got another one for you to have a go at. Okay, so now it is time for you to do your workbook work. So if I just click onto the visualizer. So remember, if I just give you a reminder of which pages I want you to look at. So remember, it's page 22, section 1 and 2, and page 23, section 1. So if I just go to page 22, so here, okay, so you've got to work out 10%, remember, so you just divide by 10. And this one then, you've got to work out both. So 20% of 100 and 5% of 300. So I've showed you how to work out both of those, and then circle which one is more. Okay, so find 20% of 100, find 5% of 300, and then circle which one is more. And then the second bit that I would like you to do is page 23, just section 1, is working out 20% of these amounts. So remember, find 10%, okay, and then multiply that by 2. So it is Friday. It is our last home video, hopefully. And I am looking forward to getting into the classroom with you on Monday and us learning together. Have a lovely weekend and lots of rest, because I think it'll be a shock to some of our systems. And I will see you next week.